The name Rick Mast, for most, doesn't conjure up many notable NASCAR memories. A journeyman driver from Virginia who never won in the Cup Series despite almost 400 starts. He would say his shining moment was a sixth-place finish in the 1989 Daytona 500. If you ask NASCAR historians, it would likely be when he sat on the pole for the inaugural Brickyard 400 in 1994. Mast retired after the 2002 season and currently resides in his hometown of Rockbridge Baths, Virginia, with his wife and 3 children. Funny, humble, kind, and competitive, the NASCAR career of Rick Mast unexpectedly came to an end over 10 years ago. With the Brickyard 400 approaching next week, we caught up with the man who was the very first stock car driver to make Brickyard history. Rick Mast is the latest in our Where Are They Now series.
The clear calm of Virginia's Shenandoah Valley has healed the fuel-filled fog that cut short the racing career of Rick Mast.
Where I grew up and raced here in the Shenandoah Valley, we were secluded from any other forms of racing. We were self-taught.
It took the sale of a cow to raise the funds for a race car. That would define Mast's unusual arrival at the top level of NASCAR.
The one thing that always humbled me was I was always in awe of being there. It never changed. From the first moment I got my first NASCAR license till I was sick and got out of the car at Charlotte. I always felt fortunate to be part of this sport. I think when you have that mentality, you know, you look at it a little bit differently.
When the door opened to race at the open wheel Mecca, NASCAR arrived in Indianapolis as eager and excited as Indy's race fans.
3, 2, 1.
It was big. Believe me, it was big. I mean, we knew about it for 2 friggin' years, man.
The Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the famed Brickyard, where 9 of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing's most famous drivers showed up on Monday and Tuesday to do what NASCAR claims was an unofficial Goodyear tire test.
Congratulations to all of you for taking the time along the fences and signing the autograph. They say it's not a common practice, so congratulations on that.
In all the years after, I've never seen anything like that amongst the drivers, being excited about doing something like that. I've never witnessed that.
When qualifying concluded, it wasn't an Earnhardt or Wallace claiming honors atop the scoring mast.
I didn't get rest the rest of the week in that city. I've never been blitzed with so much stuff in my life.
You know, when I got out of the car and up until about 8 o'clock last night, then I kind of realized maybe this is a little bigger deal than what I give it credit for.
Qualifying first became just the first step in fighting the Brickyard. Next step was fighting Earnhardt on lap 1.
I was riding on the car with Dale in the parade lap. Dale looked at me, he says, "Rick." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Can you believe all these damn people here to watch us?" I mean, truly, Mr. Intimidator was awestruck, man. That's the thing that I remember about that day.
Showtime's over, man. It's time for the race.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Once the motor starts, you don't see people anymore. It's you and the machine and the windshield and trying to figure out how to outrun that guy in front of you. That's all that matters then.
A new tradition begins.
Earnhardt lost the pole. He's mad about that. I knew he was going to lead that first lap.
And the green is out.
As long as I didn't miss a shift or miss a gear taking off, I pretty much knew the only move that Dale could make to try to make it happen and happen in the first turn. And that's basically squeeze me hard as he could. And I was kind of prepared for that.
Rick Mast has the lead as they come down the backstretch with Dale Earnhardt tucked in right behind him. Oh, he hit it pretty good.
And that was his one move to make that happen.
Rick Mast has become the first to lead a lap in the history of competitive stock car racing, and that's the first time he has ever led a first lap of any race.
I was going to run hard for about 4 or 5 laps, and then I was going to work all day to try to figure out how to win this race without breaking anything. Come off the 4th turn, brrr, you know? So all that goes out the window. But everything leading up to that was just so cool.
The Brickyard is not Mast's sole achievement. Family memories trump a 15-year career spent in a car, time that caused headaches and hallucinations from carbon monoxide poisoning.
And we've already started running tests trying to figure out what in the world's going on with me. I've already been to the doctors quietly. This is something that's been going on for 4 months. And it's continued to get to where now I've lost 20-some more pounds. You know, I can't eat, I can't drink anything, I can't keep anything down. So somehow or another, I just kind of knew when I got that car that day, that was it. My racing deal was over. To be honest with you, probably 80% chance in my mind that my life was over. I mean, really, when I was sick, I didn't know what was going on. It took the Mayo Clinic to put the connection together. They said, we suspect a link to carbon monoxide poisoning. I'm like, what the heck is that? Our girls at that point, they were really too young to know, my little twin daughters, they were really too young to know what was going on. Ricky, of course, was old enough to know. They had to watch me adjust to a lifestyle I'd never had. When I was a teenager, I was gone chasing racing. All the bush shooters, gone racing. Cup, gone racing. You're always gone, you're never home. When I got sick, I was forced to stay at home for at least 7, 8 months, okay? I had never done that in my life. I started to see a different side of life, and that's home life.
Mast turned down a broadcast career when he left the cockpit. It was time to watch his daughters grow up. Time to move beyond NASCAR.
You know, we have a company at home called RKM EnviroClean. We do hazmat, you know, emergency response work. RKM. But it's funny, you know, people ask, what are you doing now, Rick? I said, well, I got an environmental cleanup company. We deal with hazmat stuff. And they said, well, I thought you were sick off carbon monoxide. I said, well, I was.
So, you know, normal deal, a little business, trying to make it happen. It's just neat being a family guy, I guess.
I asked Slick Rick once, I said, why are you so nice to everyone? I really admire that. He replied, hey man, it's just as easy to be nice to people as it is to be a jerk. Now that Sprint Cup win eluded Rick, but he won 9 times in what was then the Busch Series. He was also on the pole for the Atlanta race in 1992 that was Richard Petty's last race and Jeff Gordon's first. Now, after the break, Matt Clark will join me to showcase some tools that have helped cut down the driver's intake of carbon monoxide. Clark back with us. And, you know, Matt, we talk about driver safety a lot. That's a huge initiative for NASCAR. But, you know, we talk about the Hans device. We talk about the safer barriers, softer walls. We talk about the roll cage. But one thing we rarely talk about is something that you can't see, touch, or feel.
And that is carbon monoxide. Steve, they started in the early 2000s after the Rick Mast situation, really looking at what's going on in the car, and they've done a number of things to the car to make it better for the drivers. What they've done is they moved the exhaust pipes from the driver's side away from them to the right side of the car. They've also made sure that the car has good ventilation, and you see that with these NACA ducts. They allow air to flow through the car and circulate, but they also have made sure that teams seal off the car when they build these cars, or what they have called crush panels that meet the sides that are sealed off to block air coming through. When you say sealed off, I think what you're saying is so that carbon monoxide, heat, etc., cannot get into the cockpit of the car. It pushes it out. Right. You want that air staying out, and you want fresh air coming in. The last drivers I remember wearing an open face helmet, and now this is a motorcycle helmet, but again, similar to what drivers used to wear. Jimmy Spencer and Dale Earnhardt Sr. were the last to wear open face helmets, and it's changed entirely. Well, and what that's brought, that evolution, I think it's a great job by NASCAR by mandating closed face helmets. And what we have here, Steve, is a cool box. This is the latest and greatest that they use in the car, and this does a number of things for the driver. We think about driver comfort, getting cool air, but you say it's more than that. It is. It does cool the air for them. It blows on top of their head, but it also filters out debris. And it also filters out carbon monoxide. So it's a way for them to mitigate the carbon monoxide getting to the driver. And Matt, we talk about the NACA duct. Right. That's here, and it would be in this area, right? And you see the hose? Right. They're all connected, and this right here allows the air to come in. It goes through the system. It cools the air. They're able to adjust the flow, how cool they want it to be on them. But when they close this up, they're getting fresh air as opposed to years and years ago. And you remember this, they had a term for it, Steve. It was called getting gassed. And they accepted it as part of the job, but now I think NASCAR has really made it safe for these drivers. Well, and I remember to that point, Dale Earnhardt, Dale Jarrett, I remember Mike Skinner talking about getting headaches, and I'm guessing that's getting gas from the carbon monoxide. Well, thankfully, it's something we don't have to worry as much about, but I would say this, it's something that we always need to keep in the back of our minds. Never get too comfortable being safe.
Yeah, great stuff and great visuals. Thank you very much, Matt. You know,